Who would have thought a build in Destiny 2 could bring you health regen, infinite ability spam, and the ability to take out unstoppable and barrier champions all with just your abilities? Well, lucky for you, this Solar Titan build does just that. All gameplay within this video is either from the Guardian Games competitive playlist or a Legend Lost Sector. Alright, so this build is centered around the Consecration Titan aspect, a lesser used aspect but surprisingly the best I have found. Consecration brings you the ability to launch a ground slam attack using your powered melee attack while sliding. The ability damages enemies while you're in the air with Scorch, and in the bubble you see around the Titan. And when you ground slam, it ignites them every time 100% of the time.
Thank the maker. This oil bath is going to feel so good.
Better than most abilities in this game, which give you the sometimes chance of ability proccing. As for the second aspect, we're going to be using Sol Invictus, as this is going to give us a sunspot every time we defeat an enemy with our Consecration, giving us health regen and increased ability regen. Paired with these, you're going to want a throwing hammer for your powered melee attack, and a thermite grenade, which has received a buff since the launch of Lightfall and is a much more viable option now. Our thermite is going to give us that extra bit of scorch damage we need to take out champions quick smart. As for the first fragment, you're going to want it as the Ember of Torches. This is a fragment that makes you and all your nearby allies radiant every time you use a powered melee attack. So in other words, every time you use your Consecration ability, you'll be gaining radiance, as will all your nearby allies. In case you didn't know, radiance reduces your recharge rate of your grenade and melee, so perfect for this build and getting your abilities back quick smart. Basically, so far we have radiance, every powered melee and sunspot for recharge rate, and that's not all. Next up, you will need the Ember of Searing. This fragment will give you melee energy and create a fire sprite every time you defeat a scorched target. So that is even more ability regen for every Consecration kill, some from the kill and some from the fire sprite. Thirdly, you will want the Ember of Singeing, as this one will allow your class ability to recharge faster when you scorch targets. So another form of energy from scorching and using Consecration. The final fragment you will require is the Ember of Eruption. This one gives your solar ignitions an increased area of effect, allowing you to kill more enemies at once with Consecration. So far, you should be able to get a sense for how this build works and how everything feeds into creating a loop, allowing unlimited ability spam. We are going to jump into armor mods now, starting off with the helmet mods. You're going to want a siphon of the type of weapon you're using for Orbs of Power, as well as ashes to assets for super regeneration from nades, and hands-on for super regeneration from melee kills. As for the arm mods, we will be using a momentum transfer, giving us a melee cooldown from grenade damage, heavy-handed for Orbs of Power from kills from your Consecration ability. This means that for every kill with Consecration, you are getting a sunspot, an Orb of Power, and a fire sprite, as well as all the other buffs to the ability regen mentioned, which is absolutely crazy and what allows this build to really fly. Finally, on the arms, you're just going to want a melee kickstarter, giving you your melee energy for an armor charge, further adding to the ability loop of this build. As for body armor, you're just going to want whatever defensive mods you need for the certain encounter you are taking on. As for the leg mods, though, we are going to continue to feed this ability loop by putting on an Invigoration, Innoveration, and Absolution, giving you approximately 15% ability regen to all your abilities per Orb of Power acquired. Finally, to finish this build off, the class item you're going to want an Outreach, giving you reduced melee cooldown when using your class ability. Bomber, reducing your grenade on class ability use. And Reaper, giving you an Orb of Power guaranteed on your first kill after popping your barricade. So the general play loop for this build is to use your Consecration, throw a grenade, and pop your barricade. And by then, you should have your powered melee ability recharged again. If not, stand in a sunspot and get a few kills, and it will be recharged in no time. Make sure to be grabbing as many Orbs of Power as possible and just enjoy using this build, as this is truly a god tier build.
But I've never seen anything like this before.
As for recommended exotics, I'm going to recommend the Heart of Inmost Light again, as with the ability spamming nature of this build, the Heart of Inmost Light cannot go wrong and only improves the build on a whole. You will be using your ability so much that the Heart of Inmost Light should never stop proccing. Before you go, I would like to give a shout out to Plunder That Booty, as they are the original creators of this build. I take no credit in the creation of this build, sadly, but knew I definitely had to bring it to anyone's attention who hadn't seen his video, as this is truly an A+ build. So make sure you go check out his channel and give him some love. I will leave a link to his channel in the description. Other than that, give this build a try and let me know if you enjoy it by letting me know in the comment section below. If you do enjoy it, please leave a like, and if you want to see more build videos just like this, please subscribe to stay up to date. I truly do appreciate any support and any and all support I receive on the videos, and I just hope I can continue to improve my content. Have a good week, everyone, and I'll catch you all in the next one.